Welcome to another edition of the magazine. Today we're here with Mr. Eric Berg, who is from the George H. Tabor Masonic Lodge right here in Fairhaven. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for joining us here.
Absolutely. So tell us about yourself and what your role is here at the Masonic Lodge.
The role that I have here at George H. Tabor Masonic Lodge, I'm what's known as the Master of the Lodge. Okay. Just like any other organization, there'll be a president, vice president, secretary. I worked my way up to being the president of the lodge, I would say, but it's called the Master of the Lodge. Okay. It's an incremental steps you would take going through some of the different chairs. You would start out as, say, maybe the steward, then working your way to the senior deacon or the junior ward, and progressively working your way into that big chair, you might say. Okay. Yes.
So you're in charge.
I'm in charge, but it's also the body of men here. They, when you're a Mason, there has to be somebody running the meetings and all that. But it's a collective members that are also running it. I follow any advice they may give me, and I'm very thankful of that. We have a very strong body of men here that put the direction of the lodge in the right, area, you might say.
That's great. So what's some of your background?
I've been a Mason for about 30 years. My dad is a Mason, and my grandfather was a Mason, and luckily I've just brought my son in also to the lodge. Okay. So very momentous day. So four generations of Masons in this one lodge in Fairhaven. The lodge has been here for over 150 years. So it's nice to be a part of it.
That's a long time.
Yes, it has been.
So what made you decide to become a Mason?
Good question. I had a teacher when I was in school that he was a Mason, and luckily, not knowing anything about it, even though my dad was a Mason, years ago they didn't solicit anybody to be a Mason. You had to ask, and okay. the rules were, I guess, relaxed in the 80s or 70s or the 80s. And luckily, my former teacher and mentor, he introduced me to Masonry. Oh. And so I told him, I'd like to join your lodge. He goes, well, you might want to join your dad's lodge first. And so that was, it was very, very fulfilling, and also very grateful that he reached out to me and said, why don't you do that? And it's been a lifelong journey for myself. Masonry is not it's not a destination, it's a journey. Okay. The journey making yourself a better person in this world.
Well, that's a great philosophy.
It is a good philosophy, and through our teachings, that's what it's taught. It's something that, if you take a hold of it, you can really drill down into being a better person in society and a better person to your family and yourself. So that's the basic tenets of our teachings.
Okay, thank you. What about some history of the Freemasons?
There's a lot of there's a lot to that. Sure. They say it would go back to the building guilds, say back in the 14 and 1500s, where an individual would learn different portions of building some of these great cathedrals in Europe, mm-hmm. and they would have to travel through town to town, and they would have to identify themselves that they know how to build this certain section, I would say, the temple. Freemasonry in America didn't, you have to excuse me if I get the dates wrong, started in 1733, okay. And it was chartered from the Grand Lodge in, I think it was in England. And that was the beginning of Masonry in America. And that's where a lot of the Masonry started, in Philadelphia and Boston. Mm-hmm. And I know they always talk about the Boston Tea Party. Okay. When the Boston Tea Party happened, the Masons gathered at one of the lodges. It happened to be I think it was a Green Dragon. I guess it was I'm not going to say bar, but establishment, and that's when they planned the Tea Party that propelled us into the nation that we are today.
Yes.
You know, and it was through Masons and also plenty of other patriots that, but they were very involved in that. You know, even at the Battle of Bunker Hill, and but I mean those were you know some of our ancient brethrens, but we're Masons today, and that's where we like to make the difference today. And we can always look back at George Washington being a Mason, or Ben Franklin, but the real work is happening today with the Masons that are in our community now. You know, we have we're a charity organization, and that's we're the largest blood donors in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I think there are some Masonic scholars out there who may correct me on this, but we're the largest donors. I think we donate, I think $3 million a day.
$3 million a day.
Yes, and that's done through our charity works, you know, our dues that we pay, and you know, just the donations that Masons give throughout the country. And we're very society, I think, is fortunate, and we are very fortunate to be a part of it.
Oh, that's outstanding.
It is, and it's, but you know, we don't say, hey, this is what we do. We do it because it's the right thing to do. I think that's very important in society. Now, hopefully that, and there's many other deep, you know, just through our different charities that we have, like Shriners. That's us. You have to be a Mason to be a Shriner. Okay. Now, that's the only hospital in the world that doesn't have a billing department. So if you're a child or from the age of, say, 0 to 18, that's in need, it's free of charge. And that's done through donations through Shriners and through us.
That's amazing.
It is. It's something that's, we also have a lot of other charity. I mean, to name them all, I would really have to have a list. I cannot remember them all, but trying to think some. What else you got to?
So this is the first time I've been up here. I've been in the building.
What a shame! It's a beautiful building.
It is a beautiful building.
It's unfortunate,
and such a gem here in our town.
And it's been here for 120 years. This building in Masonry has been in Fairhaven for over 150 years. Yeah, right in the center of town, and no one knows about it. And our doors are always open. It's almost, gee whiz, why not? You know, in fact, we always are having open house, and just to show people one of the true treasures that were given by Henry Huttleston Rogers. And it was given to George, well, it was named after George H. Tabor.
How did that come about?
George H. Tabor, I'm pretty sure it was the Sunday school teacher for Henry Huttleston Rogers. And they developed a very strong friendship throughout their whole life. And, you know, as we know with Rogers, as he advanced in his life, he became very prosperous. And always had a very deep feeling for Henry Huttleston Rogers. And when this building was built, it's the first time ever that a Masonic Lodge was ever dedicated to a living person. Okay. Yeah, and unfortunately, I think it was dedicated when he was about 93 or so. Oh, wow. And he had made it here. And in fact, I think Mark Twain came and spoke at the dedication, along with Henry Huttleston Rogers. And you know, that just through, I think, some of the teaching that Henry Huttleston Rogers also learned through being a Mason is his philanthropy throughout the town, as we all know, through our beautiful buildings and waterworks and everything here. And my personal opinion is that he took those teachings that we have because of giving back to society. You know?
So Henry Huttleston Rogers was a Mason?
Yes, he was, yes.
And George H. Tabor was a Mason?
Yes.
And
also, Tabor was also the selectman of the town, and also I think the postmaster, and I think a couple other things involved in the town. So he was very involved. Very involved.
Very involved. So what does it mean to be a Mason?
Wow, that's a good question. Me personally, it means to be the best person you can be. It means to treat other people like you like to be treated. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's and as we all try to go through life, doing the right thing. Not that Masonry is going to make you do that, but it's going to hopefully enhance it. And I feel that being a Mason is is very deep and meaningful to me, and the friendship that you establish throughout people in the community, friends you'll make through other lodges, are lifelong, and they're very deep and they're very sincere too. It's hopefully other men can go out there and experience the same joy as being a Mason that I have and other people have. It's been around for so long, they must be doing something right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how does one become a Mason?
Usually there's a application process. Now, when you first become a Mason, it's just not, you don't pay your dues and you get a card. That's not what we do. There's they'll do an investigating committee, and they'll also do a background check, because they want to associate with people that don't have a felony. Right, or don't have, have been in trouble their life, because you like to associate with other nice men. After the application is done, they'll go to a vote, and every member that's a member of every member present that's a member of the lodge. I'll say the lodge, but it could of George H. Table Lodge. But it's that voting process is done throughout the country. They have a vote on that person. And they could either vote to let them in or not let them in. And it's very rarely that it happens where they don't let them in, because they've already gone through an application process, and the balloting is just almost a formality. Then after that, we'll start the degree work, and there'll be 3 degrees. It spans approximately 3 to 4 months. Now, the first degree, they'll go through some of the different teachings that what we do, and one of them is to be charity-minded. Then they'll do the second degree. It's a lot of work that's done with the members. The candidate, he stands there and looks handsome. That's all he does. Which is it's interesting for them. They see the teachings of what Masonry brings to the fraternity, what teachings will bring to that individual, and then they'll do the third degree. And there's a lot of words that come into our English language because of Masonry, like giving the third degree. That's it's nothing that's crazy than that, but that's brought over from Masonry. Meeting on the level. That's not to jump around too much, but if there's a person in the lodge that wants to discuss something, they'll meet on the level where everyone's equal. No one has a higher, obviously, if the person who has to be running the lodge at the time, he has to have, positions to, keep the meeting running. But he has the same vote as the same person that's on the sidelines. And the person on the sidelines has the same power to bring something in front of the lodge. There's no hierarchy here.
That's great. And you said about like equal to, are there programs in the Masons for women or even younger people?
Yes, there are. There's you have to be a Mason if it'll be Star in the East, that's open to women, and if their husband or grandfather or distant relative is a Mason or a past Mason, they can join, and they're very involved with a lot of the different charity organizations that we do. There's DMLA for young men from the age, I think it's 11 to 21. They can join. And there's also Rainbow Girls for young women who can join too. And it's very open up to many families and friends. And gee whiz, I'm trying to think even some more things. It's hopefully...
So it's open to anyone, really?
It is.
With a charitable spirit.
In the charitable spirit, yes. In fact, they did a study in Grand Lodge that the majority of men that become Masons are usually recommended or influenced by their significant other, their wife or girlfriend. Because who else knows a good man more than a woman?
Right.
They would say, hey, my father was a Mason, you'd be a great Mason. Or my brother's a Mason, why don't you join with them? And they do a lot of family activities too. And but it's it's a fraternal organization for men, and but that's people think a bunch of yes, but no. There's other appellate bodies that include women.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of movies that have been out with Masons and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of made it seem like a secret society. But you said you have open houses.
It's it's amazing that they always say it's a secret society when we've been here for 150 years.
It's not a secret anymore.
Well, it's even and even here's our lodge, as all other lodges throughout Massachusetts and the country, are all in the center of town. How could it be a secret?
Right.
There's especially today with the internet and everything. There are really no secrets. I mean, we took an obligation. I won't tell, the secret to you, but you can find out anything you want. But there's if you have to get your secret decoder ring, you have to get it off the internet. So, but there are no secrets. I'm sorry. I hate to disappoint some people. There are some different signs or something that we'd use, but for a we don't keep very good secrets for being right in the center of town.
Right.
So I hate to disappoint some people, but they're not going to find out too much.
So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people viewing that would love to come up and look at the building,
Yes.
look at the artwork here, the incredible structure. Who created this?
When this building was first built, it was dedicated to. The name was dedicated to George H. Tabor, but it was by Henry Huttleston Rogers as a gift to the Masons, and the architecture here, I'm pretty sure, was completed by the same architects and craftsmen that did the library, the town hall, the Unitarian Church. And so they just moved over and completed this as those finished. And it has never been touched since it was built. There's never been anything added or taken away.
Just well preserved.
Very, very well preserved. I think they may have had the carpet redone back in the 50s, and that was about it. As you know, even the lighting is just the same old lighting that was put here, and which is pretty extraordinary considering the age.
Do you ever hold events here?
We hold many events. We have that's open to the public.
Okay.
We have many speakers that come in that will do. We've had Chris Richards had come here in the past. He actually gave us a great history about our lodge that we didn't know about.
Sure.
Yeah. We've had different members of the lodge even give different talks about things, what they've done. We've had people coming here and doing a course on CPR.
Okay.
So we had it open many of times, and we always advertise it, and hopefully people will see that and enjoy the evening and enjoy the lodge and enjoy the people that are here. And that's some of the most wonderful part of it. It's the members that make up the lodge. Now this lodge has also been maintained and paid for by only members' dues and contributions. We haven't had any outside help whatsoever.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been like with any other old buildings, it's been a task, but
sure.
Yeah, but we've been able to. There's been no historical societies come in and say we'd like to help you out with this, but no, we've done it all with our own dues and charitable gifts from our own members.
So how would someone find out about an open house here or an event here?
Well, usually we have it always advertised on the internet, and we have it in the Fairhaven Free Press a lot of times, and it's always, and we try to advertise it, a month or two before to give people the chance to, to schedule their time. And we'll give a tour of the building, explain what Masonry is about, and people are like, I've been in this town for the past 60 years. I've never been up here, and I said, well, it's part of our treasures of the town, and it should be recognized, and it is recognized of that. I know that, and there's no, not letting anybody in, but we'd love to let people in to see one of the wonderful things of our town. We're very fortunate.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to view this and want to see
By
what it
all
looks
means.
like.
Yes, by all means. Take as many pictures as you can. I mean, you can even look in some of the older Fairhaven books. They'll have pictures of the lodge room back in the 20s or the 30s. And it's the old black and white pictures, unfortunately. But, I mean, it was advertised back then. But we always would enjoy people coming in, seeing the lodge, becoming a member, seeing what you can do for society and your town. Be the better person, be the best person you can be, make the dent in the universe.
So there may be some men, women that come for the tour that would want to be a part of that.
That'd be wonderful. Yeah, if I said it's the oldest men's fraternity in the world. If a man wanted to join, it would be a huge, a huge portion of their life that hopefully they would get some of the deeper values out of it, and it enhances your. It enhances your life. It enhances your belief in God. Now, to be a Mason, also, you have to have a belief in a higher power.
Okay.
We don't whatever it is. There's been instances when somebody has come in, and they'll be taking the obligation, and there's been we don't say Holy Bible. It's a book of Holy Scriptures, because it could be somebody that's a Muslim or a Jewish or a Christian. There's been times when there's been 3 different books of Holy Scriptures open on the altar. There's been the Quran, the Torah, and the Holy Bible, and we do not best way to say it. It doesn't matter to us,
Sure.
just as long as you believe in a higher power. Because when we take an obligation on the altar to be the best person we can be, and if you don't believe in a higher power or a deity, that obligation will mean nothing. That's why no atheist can become a Mason. You have to believe. You have to acknowledge your belief in God, whatever God you believe. Now, in Masonic Lodge, there is no alcohol that's allowed. There's no bars and politics are not discussed in lodge either. Sorry, Charlie.
That's okay.
Yeah. But it's what is discussed in lodge is our charity events. How can we make the world a better place to be? And I think that some of the misconceptions on what are you guys doing? It's like we're having a charity event in town, or we're doing something within New Bedford or something like that, where we're discussing how we're going to maintain it the best we can. Some of the charity events that we do, oh goodness, what is it? It's the Victorian holiday.
Okay.
We've been doing that for, gosh, I guess about 20 years, where we get presents, and so people come, they will give us we usually will have a box of chocolates or cookies and all that, and they'll pay us the price of the box of cookies, say it's $5, $6, whatever it is, and we bring those to it's somebody within the nursing home who doesn't have any family. That way they get something at Christmas time. Nice. We've always worked the Fairhaven Fair, where we sold ice cream there. We gave all the money to charity. Usually we give it to Shriners. Now we've been doing grilled cheese sandwiches for the past couple of years now. It's been a great hit. Buy one. They're delicious. They're the gourmet grilled cheese sandwich, and we're also working at the farmers market.
Okay.
Some of the other charity events we do, we sponsor baseball teams. I'm sorry, kids baseball teams.
Sure.
Let me see if one of the other things that happens down, we have a scholarship fund, or even the Grand Lodge has scholarships funds. So it's all for the betterment of society.
Giving back to the community.
Yes, and hopefully we can. We try to do our best.
So brotherhood, belief, and truth.
Perfect. Yes. You should be sitting here. Yes, that's it. Brotherhood, belief, and truth. And it's brotherhood amongst our brothers that are in the lodge, and also throughout society, too. Belief in a supreme being, a high deity, and truth. If you tell the truth, you never have to look for something to say.
That's true. Very true.
It's true. It's maybe that's a little lacking in society now, but you never know. We always have hope.
There's ups and downs, but
Like anything
shoot for
else
the
in life,
ups.
yeah, we're always on that forward trajectory, you know.
Absolutely. So what's the future for the Masons?
Future of Masons, we hope that, that's a good question. We hope that, we hope we don't have to do charity work, because that means that no one would be hurting. But that's, unfortunately, that would not happen.
Unfortunately, that, yeah.
Yes, and you know, we hope that the trajectory of the lodge and Masonry itself is always moving upward, and hopefully membership, it's great, because I think if more men would join Masonry, they would get more fulfillment out of their life, and get the same ideas and friendships that I developed, and everybody else who's had the opportunity to become a Mason.
So there's an opportunity to develop better friendships,
Yeah, God, yes.
stronger truth,
Yes.
and great works in the community.
And what more could you ask for?
That's right.
Isn't it wonderful? Yeah.
So I hope that people come to open houses, and I hope that they see the beauty of this building.
Yes.
And also the donations from Henry Huttleston Rogers,
Yeah.
once again, contributing to our town. And for a very good cause, for a very great organization that's been here forever.
Yes, yes.
So I encourage our viewers to come and participate and see and maybe consider being a Mason.
That would be wonderful. And I think it would make a big difference in a man's life, as it has made in mine.
Sure.
Yes.
As well.
You know, and if they'd like to find out about joining, you just look, we have our email address is it's ghtaber at gmail.com.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Easy enough. It's a ghtaber at gmail.com, and give it a shot. What can you lose, you know?
Well, I want to thank you, Eric, for all you do for the community, for being a strong Mason and being in the leadership role here in the Masons, and for all you do for our community.
Hopefully I can live up to your praise there, but I have a very small part in Masonry, but I'm just very fortunate to have the members of our lodge and also the wonderful community that we live in, and also you bringing this out to everybody in our community. You know, and thank you, Charlie, for spending your time with us and with me. I was very honored and touched that you asked us to be on your show.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you on the magazine.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.